Good evening. Um, this evening I want to talk about the political scene in the United Kingdom and where we currently are. Now, I've looked at how the political scene has worked for many years now, and I'm not particularly interested in politics as such, but the way the way that politics has been run smacks of so much corruption that I feel that people like myself, an ordinary man in the street, needs to step up and throw their hat in the ring. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because we need integrity back in politics. We need common decency towards our fellow man back in politics. And currently we're not having that, we're not getting that. We're getting councillors and MPs making promises, but once they've got their position, once they've been elected, they seem to forget that the people that put them there are now the people they are now ignoring. And this is of great concern, because how can we have trust in a politician if they constantly let the people down? So I'm not your typical politician. At the age of 65, this is probably the last thing I'd want to go into. But somebody has got to make a stand. Somebody's got to stand up for the people. Somebody's got to put the people first. Now, I know it's only just words, and a lot of you people probably don't even know me, but I'm a firm believer that we have to put people first. Because if we don't, if we're in it just for ourselves, then what chance do we give society? So I joined the Heritage Party a few months ago after meeting David Curtin, the Heritage Party leader, on a few occasions, and I was very impressed with what David had to say. I also looked at the manifesto of the party, and I have to say that it's probably the nearest that I'm ever going to find a political party that I'm in agreement with. There are a few things that maybe aren't perfect, but the main things are freedom of the people how allowed to have their human rights, and also not being told what they can and cannot do. I tend to find that all parties make these promises, but once they're elected, they seem to forget that. So what I'm looking to do with the Heritage Party is to regain the trust of the people, but regain the trust of the people by actions rather than just making promises that don't come to fruition. I'm looking to try and bring a positive change for the people of my community and also the wider community at large. Now, at my age and with health issues, I don't really need to do this, but someone has to, otherwise nothing changes. And we're left with the so-called big two who continue to let the people down time after time. So I asked the question, why is it that when campaigners knock on your door, they ask if they can depend on your vote? It's crazy. Surely the people want change, and for politicians to listen to them. So why are we going door to door, somewhat cap in hand, asking for the people's vote, when we should be showing what we have to offer? And then we say, hopefully, you will see that we have your best interests at heart for bringing real and lasting positive change for the people, and not for ourselves. Only your vote on the ballot paper can bring this to fruition. Of course we want their vote, but more importantly, they should want to vote for the party of the people. It's a win-win, surely. So why is it that people just vote for pretty much the big two, with the Lib Dems also having a few votes as well? Well, I believe that one of the reasons why people vote for Labour is to stop Conservatives. I also believe that people vote Conservative to stop Labour. But do these people really want to vote for these parties? I suspect not. I suspect they're looking for a party, but they don't know where to look, they don't know who to trust, and so they stay with the well-known Big Two, the so-called Big Two. Now, if we want change, we're not going to get change with the Big Two, because Conservatives and Labour, what have they done for the people over the last 15, 20 years or more? I'm not seeing anything changing for the better for the people. I'm seeing things changing for the better for the politicians and the powers that be, but I'm not seeing positive changes for the people. Now that is where we need to start looking for a different party, a party for the people, where the people will be listened to. I believe the Heritage Party is that party. I will be working with the Heritage Party. I'll be standing as a local councillor. I hope I'm successful, because by my success, I want you, the public, to gauge what I do. Because it's enough of the talking. Now we need to start putting actions into place. I'm not going to make promises I cannot keep. I will make promises that I can keep. And one of those promises is that I will start to reinstall people's rights. I will start to help young people in the community, listen to young people in the community, support families who are under pressure, because families who are under pressure struggle to bring their children up as well. So I'm looking to do all of that and more, but I can only do that if you vote for the Heritage Party. Like I said before, we are a relatively new party, but we're here because the current parties have let the people down time without number. And I do feel that the right time, it's time for change, and it's time for change is now. Because we cannot keep on doing the same things and expecting a different outcome. It's time for a new party, a party that's going to support the people and do the right thing for the people and not just for themselves. I do hope you will support me at the Heritage Party. I also hope that some people listening may want to join the Heritage Party and help to make this country a better country for all the people, not just for the privileged few who live above the glass ceiling. I will be putting a link at the bottom of this broadcast to the Heritage Party, which will include our manifesto and other pieces of information. I will also be leaving our email address, so any questions, please feel free to ask, and I will answer them as soon as I possibly can. Thanks for listening, and I will be back to do some more broadcasts in the future. Thank you. God bless.